You've watched and read so many things about discipline, but why are you still not doing what you know you want to be doing? And that is what I will cover in this video, because there's so much surface level information out there on how to become more disciplined. And this may work for a little bit, but it won't create the consistency that you desire. There is, for example, the quote around discipline that says, discipline is more important than motivation. But I would even go as far as discipline is not even important. It's not important at all. When I look at my own life and I look at the moments where I'm disciplined, I'm not even thinking about having to be disciplined. If I look at my life and look at the moments where I'm consistent, I'm not even focusing on these things. I'm not even focusing and thinking about, I have to be disciplined right now. I just do the thing that I want to be doing. And of course, we can call this discipline. And yes, sometimes there is a push necessary. But when we look at the human experience, when we look at our energy, I believe our energy is always expanding. It's always moving forward. It always wants to create something. There's the curiosity, there's the creativity. I believe being disciplined is our default as a human. And when you're not disciplined in the thing that you want to be doing, then there's often something in the way. Because when I have a vision for my life, and I really feel into the vision that I want to be realizing, the vision maybe even of myself, the person that I want to become, and I feel the vision, and I feel the possibility in my heart, action becomes automatic. But when the action is not automatic, there's often something in the way. And that's what I want to get into in this video. Because if you remove the thing that's in the way, discipline and action becomes automatic. And the thing that's often in the way is our thinking. I believe at least 90% of the time is the way we are thinking and creating something about ourselves or about the world, about our dream, that limits us and prevents us from moving forward. And I'll give a few examples. I give two examples to emphasize this a bit more. So let's take Bob, for example. Bob wants to stop drinking alcohol. And he is disciplined. Like when he committed to this goal, like I'm not drinking alcohol anymore. He didn't buy any alcohol anymore. He didn't drink anymore. And things were just going smooth for him. But then his friends invited him to the bar or to a party. And he already was thinking beforehand, like, I'm not going to drink. I stopped drinking alcohol. He even told his friends, I'm not going to drink tonight. But when he was at the party, when they were dancing, they were having fun, his friends start pushing for him to drink alcohol. They started to influence him or maybe persuade him. They told him how he was not fun when he was not drinking. And all these things. And eventually he drank some alcohol that night. And we could say, well, he was not disciplined enough. But what's very important to know is when we're not disciplined or acting in alignment with what we say we want, there's often a conflict going on underneath the surface. And that's the thing that I want to get deeper into. So for example, in this situation with Bob, with the alcohol, maybe there's a belief inside of him that says you need to drink alcohol with your friends to have fun. If I don't drink alcohol with my friends when I'm out at night, they won't like me anymore. Maybe I will lose my friendships. And you can see how there's a conflict. When he wants, on one hand, he wants to stop drinking alcohol. On the other hand, he doesn't want to lose his friendships. So it's almost as if he's choosing between friendships and not drinking alcohol. And it sounds so obvious when I say it and put it like that. But it's not obvious when it's in your unconscious. It's not obvious when it's running you all this time without you even knowing. So it's crucial to know and to bring into awareness these thoughts that are constantly running you. Because once this is in your awareness, you can look at it and say like, yeah, of course, it's obvious. And maybe you can even see that it's not even true. You can laugh about it. But if it's not in your awareness, this is constantly running you. So this is the first example. The second example is of one of my clients last week, actually. And she has her own business. She has the team that she's managing and running. And she wants to increase the revenue of the business. Like, just nothing crazy about that goal. Now, she was frustrated with herself that she wasn't doing the things that she knew she wanted to be doing. And every time she did a little bit, she fell back into old patterns. She was not disciplined, as we would say. So, when we started to look at what's going on underneath the surface, there were many things that came up, but the one thing that was most important that stood out was, I have to work more to earn more. I have to work harder to earn more. This was a belief that was running her. And if she looked at her work week, she was already working 5-6 days a week. She has a family. And this was taking up so much of her time and energy that she couldn't imagine doing more work. She already felt exhausted from the work that she was doing. And thinking about working more to earn more, like, she didn't even go there because she would go into a burnout. And you could see how that belief, I have to work more to earn more, limited her to be more disciplined in the things that she knew she wanted to be doing. So once we started working with this and playing with this, eventually we got to a point where I challenged her, where I asked her the question, just imagine next week you start only working for 3 days a week and you would increase your income and you would earn more. What would you be doing differently? And what would you do? And she could feel that possibility because we worked with that belief of, I have to work more to earn more. And when she felt that, it's like the floodgates opened up. There were so many ideas and things coming up that she couldn't even keep up. She was looking at me as if she just wanted to end the session right there because she wanted to do the work. And that's the thing. Once you remove the barrier, you want to do the work. And that's the beautiful thing about it, because and there are so many examples out there where I've seen that discipline is automatic. We don't have to focus and force discipline. Sometimes, of course, there are these moments in our life where we have to push to do something because we don't feel like doing it. But if you're consistently pushing yourself, forcing yourself to be more disciplined, using all your willpower, like, that energy is heavy. You can't keep up because it's draining. You want to be using it intentionally in certain moments. So that's the thing about discipline. And you can use this for yourself as well. So how you can implement this in your own life is to look at your goal, the goal that you want to be achieving. Let's say it's gaining weight and you want to go to the gym. Look at the moments where you're not going to the gym consistently. And not just once because you're tired, but where do you see a pattern coming up? And that's the thing that you want to be looking at, because in these moments where this pattern comes up and where you're not being disciplined or as disciplined as you want to, that's when you want to write down all that you're feeling and thinking. Because there is a voice talking to you in that moment, but you're sometimes not aware of it. So you need to really take a moment to look at it and listen to it. So once you write down all these things, and maybe it's a very simple belief, just like the alcohol example, where you think if you don't drink alcohol, that you will lose your friendships. And once it's written down, you can look at it and you can play with it. You can even ask yourself questions. You can start coaching yourself. And this is one way you could do this, but it's often very difficult also to do this by yourself. So that's why I would always recommend to either get a coach, to get into a community, to do this work together. That's why, yes, I'm a coach, but I also have a coach because I want to work through all of these things faster, to remove the barriers that just propel me forward. So as a last thing, as one side note, this is not the end all be all when it comes to discipline. I believe this is a huge part, But there are so many things you can implement in your life to become more disciplined. And this is just one way. And I'm curious what your thoughts are and how you experience this angle of discipline, where it's not forceful, but where it's automatic. So if you like the video, please leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.